Kathy. Forgive me a moment while I adjust the camera just a bit so that you guys can see more of this little guy. Hello everyone. Good evening. How are ya? I'm here. I can hear myself on my computer, so there's that. Hey, Joanne. How are you? All right, so let's get started. Krista, hello, my friend. So this little guy we colored last week, eating cake. Hey, Tammy. Hey. Long time no talk. I'm doing pretty well, thank you. Other than creating earthquakes for y'all, but that's all right. You'll forgive me, right? Okay, so we colored this little dude last week, and he is from our Cake is Life stamp set. And so I wanted to color a little background for him. So, I know, me too, Sheila. You got a package today? Yay! Hi, Mary. So what kind of scenario do y'all want him in? Like, is he outside in a park? Is he inside in the kitchen? What do you see? What do you feel like? What kind of scenario is this little dude chilling out in? Yeah. I need, Tammy, you don't have him? That's insane. That is absolutely unacceptable, because this is one of my absolute favorite stamps ever. Maybe he is at a birthday party, or maybe, just maybe, at a summer picnic. He's in the kitchen stealing cake. Hey, pal. Color tomorrow? What? I don't know. I don't know where to put him. All right, so let's create a little birthday party, shall we? So with that being said, I'm going to use this happy birthday theme park food vendor. That is a really good one, Sheila. You love the kitchen stealing cake? Should we do in the kitchen? I can put them in the kitchen, but all right. Birthday party or kitchen? Thumbs up for birthday party, hearts for kitchen. Thumbs up for birthday party, hearts for kitchen. I'm so indecisive. Hearts for kitchen. Thumbs up for birthday party, hearts for kitchen. Hearts for kitchen. Stealing cake. Okay, we're going kitchen. Here we go. Y'all have spoken. So I'm gonna pull out the little T-square. I don't know where my other ruler is. Actually, that's a lie. My other ruler's right here. Hold on, I have to pull my drawer open because I put it in my drawer. Why would I ever put my ruler in my drawer? Sorry for the earthquake, but I had to get my trusty little ruler. It's important when doing backgrounds. All right. So he's in the kitchen here, and I'm going to put the countertop like right about here. I'm going to grab my E41, which is what I generally use for sketching stuff in. So, so let's actually start with the floor. I'm going to start with the floor here. All right, so I just drew a line, kitchen floor, nothing too crazy. Then we're gonna put the counters, and I think he's like a little monster, so the counter is going to be like way up here. I feel like he's not a super duper big monster. Okay, so this will be lower cabinets. This will be countertop. And I like to give the countertop just a little bit of dimension. So we're gonna, well, I could do like a whole backsplash. How about we do that? So this will be the backsplash on the countertop, and then we'll do upper cabinets up here. Okay, sound good? Hi, Cheryl. Hiding under the table. Sheila, you think that I am a major artist. Let me tell you, girl. My kitchen is going wonky. I can already tell. I'm terrible, you guys. You know what I should do? Is I should go like this. Oh, look. My mat has amazing graduations on it. And I can, like, make my lines straight. Who'd have thunk it? Go figure. Almost like they're meant to do something like that. What? Weird. Who would have ever thought? This one's not going to work very well at all. Okay. There we go. I feel better about this. There. Okay. Hey, thanks, Milligan. If it looks like an artist and quacks like an artist. Oh my goodness. I don't quack like an artist. Okay, so I like to rely on my ruler just for some beginning things, and then I start sketching everything in. Since these are cabinets, I might go back to my ruler and start, you know, putting some lines in for the cabinets, but we'll see. So I'm gonna start with like a wooden floor in the kitchen. And I'm gonna do, what do I wanna do? I wanna do kind of like a warm gray. So I'm gonna use W7, W5, W3, W1, and I'm actually gonna stick 4 in here because there's a large difference between 4 and 5. Okay. Thanks, Tammy. Hey, Marlene. I just got my nails done a couple of days ago. So there are no Disney critters. My deepest apologies. So I'm going to start sketching in on the floor. And after my initial using the ruler, I try to really not use it again. There's a couple of reasons. Number one is the background is just that. It's a background. And so you don't really want it to become the star of the show. So you don't want everything to be absolutely perfect. So having it be a little bit fuzzy, a little bit not quite perfect is going to be just fine. So I'm not worried about perfectionism here. I want my little critter to be perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to draw in like some floor planks. No, maybe I won't. There's going to be a lot going on this, so maybe I'm not going to draw in some floor planks. I know I'm really indecisive tonight. I'm sorry, guys. What are you guys up to? Anybody got any cool weekend plans? Anybody doing anything good? Okay. So I'm just gonna start kind of using soft brush strokes on the edges of these so that I can blend them out well. Barb, hello. How are you, dear? The guys are losing their mind. My husband's watching UFC fights, and the commentators, I can hear them. They're just absolutely losing their minds out there. So there must be some good stuff happening. My husband took me to this new place today. Well, new to us. It's called Noodles. It's like a chain place, a chain restaurant, but it was really good. It was really good. I'm using my Barely Art glue to assemble pillow golf boxes for the retreat I'm hosting next week with my friends. Hooray, Joanne! Really, Milligan? That's awesome. Home from helping my daughter move into her new house. Oh my gosh, Barb. I'm sure you are absolutely exhausted. Moving is hard work. I know, I've done it multiple times. Many, many times. And then W1. I always feel like with backgrounds, like once I get one thing in, the rest of it kind of starts taking shape. But it's hard for me to get that first thing going. So I usually try to start with something. Met my great-granddaughter, Lavender Grace. Oh, Kathy, that's so cute. So I usually try to do like one thing that's, you know, fairly simple that I can like wrap my brain around, and that sort of gets the mojo going. So if you're wondering why I start with something super pedestrian like the floor, it's because it's the most or the least intimidating. Well, hey, Jules. How are you, my dear? We're drawing a background for this little dude. He's in the kitchen. Okay, so we're gonna do the lower cabinets now. And the cabinets I want also to kind of fade into the background. So I'm gonna do like a shaker style cabinet. Really easy, really low key. So since I used warms on the floor, I'm gonna use cools on the cabinets. You has pooped all that yard work today. So I'm gonna use C5 as my shadow, then I'm gonna blend it out with the C's in consecutive order as I knock them over. And I'm actually not gonna use C0, I'm gonna use C00. All right, so here we go with some cabinets. So with my ruler, again, I'm gonna add a small line. So this would be the kickboard on the cabinets. And I'm gonna use C1 mainly because I'm gonna be able to blend this out. So I'm just drawing in what I think would be part of the cabinets. Then this line under here, there's always a trim board that runs across the top of your cabinets. In case you're wondering how I know all this weird stuff, my dad was a cabinet maker, so I paid attention. Okay, then this will be shadow because it'll be under the countertop. Then I'm going to draw some verticals for the cabinet doors. So I'm just going to start kind of arbitrarily. And the doors will only go between kickboard and trim board. And then usually there's a little space between the doors that has another kind of trim board. So again, just a line. This cabinet's gonna end behind him, so I'm gonna come in again, probably right about here with another vertical. Just like that. Yes, ma'am. And then I like to flip this over so I can see the line that I already drew. So remember, there's nothing gluing your paper down. So you flip it over and spin it around as much as you like. All right. So maybe a white frosting was an unfortunate choice for this, but that's all right. Okay, so now let me pull my markers back up here. I'm going to start with C5, and I'm going to come underneath the countertop. And again, I start my lines with the rulers, but then when I come back in, I'm not too concerned about where that goes. I see it, I see it. What do you see? You see the cabinets? Okay. And then this line, since the cabinet doors stick out just a bit, so it's all just a matter of kind of breaking this down and making it seem like what it's supposed to be. It's not perfect. It's not architectural. It's not anything masterful, but it is to give you the idea that there are, in fact, cabinets behind him. Or her. I suppose it could be a girl, too. Well, hi, Linda Lou. How are you tonight? Okay, so then I'm going to come in with my next color. And I'm going to go underneath this line. I love watching backgrounds develop because it's usually not something that comes about super fast. It's something that takes a minute. And so it's really fun to kind of watch them piece together and really start to come to life. Okay. So now I'm going to come at these verticals just a little bit, because as the light goes further down, they're going to get darker. So okay, and then I did say I was going to make these shaker style, so I'm going to start putting an indentation in here, just to add a tiny bit more interest. Here comes Archie. Hey, buddy. Okay, I'm gonna go vertical. Oh my gosh, you guys, my eye is twitching. Super random, I know. But I'm a random person. You guys know this. So notice I'm not using my ruler on these. Again, like this dude is super cartoonish, so I'm okay with these not being like perfectly straight and stuff and looking a little bit cartoonish. So I'm just using my previous vertical as a guide. Okay, so now we have some cabinets going on. You hear the cavalry song? Is that the one you're talking about? I don't know what else would be a cavalry song. Okay. So again, I always hear Cake at the Ocean. I don't even know what the real name of that song is, but it's called Cake by the Ocean to me. Okay, so since all of these trim boards are recessed, I'm putting them in this color so that they go backwards and the cabinet doors come forwards. Or forward, or whatever the proper word is. Words are hard. Marianne! Jill, hello! I haven't seen you for a little bit. It's been a hot minute. You've been busy? Okay. So just go around with this lighter color. Very busy. You're a very busy woman and you haven't got all day. Yes, I know I'm quoting Disney songs again. It's fine. This should not be news to anyone. Okay. Now usually this has kind of like a beveled edge here, a decorative edge, so I'm going to start creating that. As I'm doing the other. I'm going to add a little bit of shadow behind this guy. Like he's blocking the light. And his big piece of cake. And his horrible dental work. Y'all are super duper quiet tonight. What gives? I'm laughing. The grandkids are here. Everyone is on their phones, so I get to be here. Sometimes it works out, right? To have technology. Sometimes not so much. So I'm glad that you get to hang out with us tonight, despite having the grandkids over. Okay. You're hot and exhausted. I'm not hot. I'm going to tell you that right now. It is 88 here, and I'm not in the least bit hot. So now I'm just going to fill in the rest of these. What really sells the cabinets is when you put the handles on them. So I'll show you how we're going to do that in a bit. You can probably guess I'm going to use Pear Blossom Press pens because you know those are my favorite. He's in like a very modern kitchen. Oh my gosh, you were at the pool all day? I have not been to a pool in, I can't even tell you how long. It's been a long time. It's been a very, very, very long time. I need to go to Mary's house. Marianne has a pool in her backyard. I should just go hang out there. Because I know she would feed me. She would feed me tacos and tell me I'm pretty. Oh yeah, because of your knee. Marianne's one of those friends. She would totally feed me tacos. You gotta get your tan on for your cruise coming up. Okay, so we're going to revisit these cabinet doors later for handles, and we're gonna add some more up here. But for now, I'm gonna do the backsplash. So what color would you guys like the backsplash? And you are not there. Why? I know, right? I'm not hanging out at Marianne's because I don't know. But she would feed me tacos and tell me I'm pretty and let me swim in her pool. But she would make me wait a half an hour after eating because, you know, she's that kind of person. She'd be like, you have to wait. You'll get stomach cramps. Purple background? Or purple tiles? Okay, I'm going to do a super duper light purple because I think that would be good, like subway tile type things. So I'm going to use BV01 and BV02. And I guess I could go a little bit pink with it, do BV00. It's a little bit pink. Fuchsia. Come on, Jammie. So I'm going to do the super, super light, soft. I don't even know what to call it. Backsplash. That's the word I'm looking for. So I want to put a little countertop in first before I get there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a darker countertop and then a backsplash. Oh, he's never seen Justified? That was a good one. Really good one. Can I do marble? Yeah, I could do a marble backsplash. I was going to do subway tile, but marble can happen. Yeah, Justified was really good, so have fun binge watching that one. Okay, so I'm going to stay with the purples, and I know, right? It's only paper. You can start over. So I'm going to start by putting some dimension here on the counter. So I'm going to add a little line. I mean, you're not going to see much of the countertop because of the perspective you're at, but I don't want to leave it where there's like zero countertop either. Okay, so just a little line. I know you like fuchsia. And then this is BV23, and I'm just going to come in off of that line. Okay, and then yeah, Justified was really good. Okay. Marbled with purple flecks. Let me get a little bit darker purple to add some purple flecks to it. Use BV13. Okay, so I'm gonna start with, again, so the cabinets are gonna be here, and I'm actually gonna move them up just a tiny bit. So that I have a little bit more room. So my BV02, sorry, is going to be my shadow color. So this is going to be the bottom of my cabinets. So underneath my cabinets, and then this will be my backsplash. So what I'm going to do is, if y'all want marbled, here we go. So I'm going to take my BV13 and I'm just going to add really lightly. And the reason I'm adding this first is because we want to wash it out, right? Because it's marble, so you're not really going to see it a whole bunch. Okay. So then with my BV02, oh my gosh, Linda Lou wins some for me. And make sure you didn't leave your drink next to your machine, okay? Pick it up. Or your wallet. She has a habit of leaving her stuff next to her machine. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then I have B01. Oh, sorry, BV01. B01 is a very different color. Okay, and again, I'm going to come down. Now, I'm going to add a couple of different layers to this so that I'm really washing out that color. So don't mind the different directions. It's not really going to matter because we're definitely going to go over all of this. But I want to shadow all the way around the cake, and then I kind of want to shadow above the counter. Okay, so over here I'm also going to shadow above the counter, and then I'm going to go around his little eyeball, or his big old huge eyeball. Okay, and now I pulled out BV00, but I want to use the 000 instead because I want it to be lighter. And this will add some pink to it. And I actually think I'm going to use my chisel nib. Gonna have to get this little guy. Any special codes for shopping? There's not right now, Sheila. We generally don't have sales because we price our stamp sets as low as possible from the get-go. So if we get a sale from the company, then that stamp set is priced lower. So we generally do not run sales. Every once in a while we do, but we just price them low to begin with. And all of our stamps and all of our dies and all of our paper is made in the United States. We are a U.S. owned, U.S. ran, and U.S. manufactured. Okay. So there's that. Now, it's going to look a little bit strange because it's just sort of floating out there doing nothing right now. But never fear. I wish I could show you all the pics of the boys I just took. They are so into their phones. That's funny. And this little guy has dies as well. I think I only have one set of dies left over there. So if you want the dies for the Cake is Life, you might want to be quick on the draw. Okay. So now we're going to go back to doing cabinets. So again, Archie. Buddy. So again, I'm going to turn this. I'm going to use my C1 to sketch some stuff in. Wait till you see what we're going to do with this little guy, though. You're going to be amazed. So amazed. Okay, I did not get my line all the way across there, so there's that. There we go. That's how we do. Okay. Oh my gosh, Julie, you're falling asleep? What is up with you? Crazy lady. She worked too hard in her yard and all that sunshine. It was too hot. So I'm just lining this up with the cabinets that are down below. So that I know where the centers are, those fascia boards. And then we'll sketch the rest in. So I'm going to take a line just up the middle of this so that we know where the cabinets so it'll actually be on either side of the middle. And hopefully it'll be somewhat straight. I just love relying on my little ruler at some point. It's definitely helpful when you're a little bit nervous to make backgrounds. And making like a two-dimensional background is always helpful too. So notice that this is a very flat background. I didn't like put him in a corner or anything and bring in perspective on that or anything like that, because it makes things a little bit more difficult. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea of how you could draw a little kitchen. Something fairly simple, but still quite impactful. And I am not an artist by any stretch of the imagination. So know that everything that I am doing here comes from a place ordered. Sheila, you're so fast. Know that everything that I'm doing here comes from a place of non-artistry because I am just not that person. I am just not super artistic. I've never been able to draw my cousin's always been the more artistic one of us. I'm just not an artist. This is very simple. This is very simple, Krista. You'll learn. You'll learn. When you start putting perspective into these backgrounds, that's when things start getting a little bit tougher. When you start adding that element. Because then it changes your light source and all of that stuff as well. And you're contending with two planes of light as opposed to one. This background is more a matter of patience than anything else. It's patience and repetition. Can you guys hear my husband's TV in the living room? It feels like it's hella loud to me, but it could just be me. You just got home? So I'm just repeating the process that I did on the lower cabinets. And I cannot draw a straight line to save my life. Again, I feel like this dude is kind of cartoonish. So I'm okay with the cabinets being kind of cartoonish as well and not super straight lines. If it was a more realistic character, I would probably take a tiny bit more time to make these a little bit more realistic, but I'm okay with not being absolutely perfect and leaving this fun, bright guy as our focal point. Okay, so there we go. No, can you hear mine? I cannot hear yours, that's for sure. Oh, Milligan, you crack me up. Hopefully that did not affect the video. Are you guys still here with me? Somebody was trying to call me. Okay. movie on and they're not even watching it. That sounds typical, though. That doesn't sound like anything new. Sounds just like kids. What movie did you put on for them? And how old are all these children? It sounds like, from the way you make it sounds like there's like 6 or 8 kids at your house right now. So now I'm curious if there's like 6 or 8 kids at your house right now. Okay, you can see it starting to take shape. Gulliver's Travels. I can't believe they're not watching that. That's a gooder. Okay. So again, just like I did last time, softening these transitions, making these cabinets gray, going around the outside. I need my bestie here to start singing, round the outside, round the outside. Two boys, 12 and 16. So there's not 6 kids? I'm kind of disappointed that there's not 6 kids at your house right now. All boys, all on their phones, all sucking all of the internet. Eating up all of the bandwidth in your house. I'm at my dad's and he puts on some odd shows and then falls asleep and wrote in his hand, "Oh my God, Sheila." Is he putting on like Lawrence Welk and all that fun stuff? My husband every once in a while will turn on like Lawrence Welk or some weird stuff and he's like, "Oh my God, my grandma made me watch this. This is quality TV right here." And I'm like, "No, it is not quality TV. We're done with the Lawrence Welk show. You need to find something better for us to watch than Lawrence Welk." Well, if I include their... Right. True story. Your mom would do that? My mom does not do that. Every night, some old something, it kills me. Yeah, that would totally kill me. Mine watches endless reruns of 2.5 Men. And I mean, I guess it's not super bad, but I've seen them all so many times that I'm just totally over it. So that's why I read so much, because he likes the mindless humor of it. Antique Roadshow. I like Antique Roadshow because it's interesting to see all of the cool stuff that people bring in. I think it's neat, so I'm right there with you, pal. I would watch some Antique Roadshow. All right. You guys ready for the funsies? Look at this. How fun is this? So I'm just trying to break up that square in the middle, or rectangle, or whatever, by saturating the paper enough to get that to go away. I could use my colorless blender as well, but this pen happens to be in my hand, so this is the one I'm going to use. I always wonder on Antiques Roadshow if there's like if I have stuff. Oh, have you seen the same Antiques Roadshow every day for a week? That's funny. Okay. So now these cabinets are going to open here, and these cabinets are open here. So there's going to be hinges. They're probably hidden, so I'm just going to put handles on them. That's the word I'm looking for. Handles. Thanks, Cheryl. So I have a silver gel pen from Pear Blossom Press. And I'm going to put little handles. So I'm going to start by putting little rivets here. And that's so I know where to stop with the ruler. Oh my gosh, are you serious? How much was it worth? Were you totally kicking yourself? So again, he's in a super modern kitchen. That has slightly wonky cabinets. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Everybody's fine. He doesn't realize it because he falls asleep. That's true. He's asleep, so he does not know. Yeah, I like to see that. It's almost birthday dinner time. Birthday dinner? Is it your birthday? Or is it one of those grandkids' birthday? Or is it the wife's birthday? I don't know. I'm all confused on whose birthday it is. Happy birthday to someone. I'm the only antique thing in my house. My mother-in-law just found in her items that she has, I don't know where she found it, like items from her grandma or something, that she has a Confederate dollar or Confederate $5 bill. And I'm curious to figure out how much it's worth because it is really stinking cool. It's like handwritten and everything. Yep, Archie's doing his nightly perimeter checks with my husband. Okay. So now we have handles. And they're probably hard to see on camera, but they're actually super duper cool. Yeah, thanks, Marlene. I think it's super duper neat. I think I remember you saying that now, Milligan, but I don't know. You know me, like my mind. It's like a steel colander. Everything runs through it. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this card together and we're going to light this baby up. Are you guys ready for that? Okay. So I have an A2 card base that I have made. And then I've cut this 1/8 of an inch smaller. So now I'm going to cut this 1/4 of an inch smaller than the A2 card base. So instead of 5 1/2, it's going to be 5 1/4. And instead of 4 1/4, it's going to be 4. Okay. Now, before, what is her birthday dinner? What's for birthday dinner? That's what I want to know. You know me, I'm food driven, so. Okay. So, you guys know how I always say we rise by lifting others. So here is an example of we rise by lifting others. There is a girl named Leslie who owns a stamp company named Heffy Doodle. She's over in the UK. And they have this amazing stamp set that's called Interactively Yours. I believe you can still get this stamp set from Pear Blossom Press. But it has all of these adorable little teeny, tiny, itty bitty sentiments for using, especially for these types of interactive cards. So I'm going to grab this one that says push here. Steak and baked potatoes. And where it says push here, I'm gonna start by not putting it upside down. Oops, sorry. And I'm gonna put push here on the cake. Now, I'm only doing this because I know that my light that I'm gonna use is this big. So if I have my light, oops, let me try that again. If I have my light right here, then the push here can go almost directly on the cake. So the light will be here and the push here actually needs to be like down here. It's sticking to my fingernail. All right, so I should be good with that. So, straighten it up a little bit. Bloop. Little teeny tiny stamp. And then, I know, I love Pear Blossom Press lights. Like, y'all have no idea. I'm going to use, if I can find it. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. So this is where I use my VersaFine. It's very rare that I ever use VersaFine ink, but this is where I use my VersaFine because the sentiment is so tiny and because VersaFine is so vibrant. It's a very vibrant black ink. Now my VersaFine pad I've had for like 1,500 years and it's still so super juicy. So I barely have to touch that. I'm going to use my espresso. And I have a perfect impression the first time. Okay? So before I get ink all over everything, I'm going to close that up. And I had my chamois wet earlier, so I'm just going to use my chamois to wipe this off. And then I'm going to put this right back on the stamp set, otherwise I'll lose it. Okay, and then I always put the stamp set right back in the package because I don't want to lose any of those little accoutrements. But again, that's Heffy Doodle. I think you can buy it at Pear Blossom Press, but if not, it's just heffydoodle.com. And this is called Interactively Yours. And this is a 2019 stamp set, so it is older, but I'm pretty sure it's still in production. Okay, so back to where we were at. So now you can cut a hole in your paper, which I generally like to do. But the way this one works, I'm not even going to cut a hole in the paper. I'm just going to go for it. So this Pear Blossom Press light, these are called the One Lights. And in our store, we have packages of 2. And the reason it's called One Light is because it just has one little light on it. So all you have to do is there's a paper in the battery. You just pull the paper out and it works, okay? So what I'm going to do is There's a couple of steps to this. It's not super difficult, but it is like you kind of have to do it in this order or it's not going to work out. I know, I love how tiny the lettering is. The boys are having burgers. They don't like steak. What the heck is, oh my God. I'm just shocked that anybody can afford steak right now. You can tell it's a birthday dinner. It's something super special. You must actually love her. Weird. Ew. But you're like, babe, you have to wait because I'm watching Jammie put a card together. Okay. So I'm going to glue this down. And then I'm going to grab my little dude and I'm going to grab my little bucket, as Sandy would call it, of Sweet Pops. I like to cut all of my Sweet Pops apart. So I'm just going to grab a handful of them. Look, it's raining Sweet Pops. I did that for effect. Now I have to clean them all up. And so now I'm going to sit here and I'm going to put 1,000,000 Sweet Pops on the back of this. Why? Because I can. I don't know. I'm just one of those people. I like to overdo things like this. So that's what I'm doing. So if you're using some of the other lights or anything like that, you have to be careful because this is the area where your light is going to go. And so you want to make sure that you have enough room for it. So I'll just set it right there so I know that I have enough room for it. You only see the back, but wow. Wait till you see the front. I like to put stickers around the light as well. See, I told you I like to use 1,000,000 Sweet Pops. This is why I cut them up. Sweet Pops are the bomb. They're so easy to use. They stick like crazy, which is what you want. Personal preference. Because I like to mark it out and figure out where it goes. So I like to just do it all at one time. Okay. So now, good night, girls. We'll catch the rest on replay. All right, Milligan. So I just put glue on the back of this. And there's many, many, many different ways that you can do this. Like, you do not have to do it this specific way. But this is the way I like to do it. And look, I totally screwed it up, which is fine. Oh, it works. Okay, so now I can lift that up and that light's gonna stay right there where I wanted it to be because it's all measured. So none of these were pulled off yet. And that way I know that my light's gonna work, okay? All right. So now it's stuck there, so I can pull all of these off. I just like to do it that way because it lines it up better for me. I don't have a lot of problems, you know, with it. Now, the other lights, the ones that are 3, I glue that one down first because I have the capability of flipping it over and gluing this flat part to the card. No, because if they want to take the battery out with this, they can just peel this up and put a new battery in it. So that's why I don't put any glue on the front of this. All right. Works perfect. Okay, so I make sure that all of my Sweet Pops are down. I will generally do this kind of thing. Okay, now I feel like it needs a little bit of something up here, so I'm going to pull my mat back. And I'm going to grab this stamp. I don't know if I've ever used this stamp before, so I'm going to rough it up a little bit. I'm going to grab my Misty again. Oh my gosh, I'm sticking all my magnets together tonight. Okay. I'm going to put the, oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Put this here-ish. And then, anybody have a color preference? Shut the cabinet door. They are shut. Can't see them. Let's go with, what do I want to do? I'm going to do marmalade. Why not? We're going to go with an orange birthday banner. How about marmalade? Not fuchsia. I just feel like I need some brightness up in here. So, again, I'm going to rub the stamp. I mean, I could emboss it, but that's a whole other ball game. These are the only colored inks I have from Concord and Ninth. I do really enjoy these colored inks. They ink well, they color well, they're color fast. They work great with this Sweet Sentiment paper. I always ink anything that's colored twice, because inevitably there's something that isn't fully inked. Using my espresso. Look at that. So cool. So again, I'm going to grab my stamp chamois. I just use my little Tim Holtz sprayer. My chamois is a hot mess. I need a new one, but hey. And I like to clean my stamps off right away, especially when I use colored ink. Sorry for the noise. So that I'm not staining my stamps colors. And I'll put that back on there. Now I'm gonna cut this down. I just have my small trimmer. And I'm gonna cut this down a little bit so it's equidistant here and here. We'll see how I did. Hey, not too shabby. Now I'm gonna try to cut it equidistant here and here. And I'm just gonna eyeball it because I'm gonna trim this down. It's gonna be like a little pennant. Not too shabby there either. Okay. Let's see if I can find... Okay. So now what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna find the middle. And I'm just gonna cut into the middle. And then I'm gonna go from this corner to the center, and then from this corner to the center. Okay, and I'm gonna do that on both ends. So again, cutting to the center, from this corner to the center, and then from this corner to the center. Just like that, okay? And then I've grabbed my broken china oxide. I'm gonna pick up just a small amount of ink. This is my Rabbit Hole Designs Cottontail blending brush. I love, love, love their brushes. We have a few of them in stock. We have 2 packs in the store. Not like we only have 2 packs, but they are in packs of 2. I love this brush because it's not nearly as domed as the other brush, so it gives you a lot more control over your ink distribution and where that ink goes and how heavy it goes. So that makes me super duper happy. So this is one of the, looks like gel when it hits the paper. Any ideas? Yeah, it's got too much pigment in it. Clean the nib. Use colorless blender solution and clean the nib. So this is one of the only instances when I use a bone folder. And I will fold this up and I will fold this back to make a banner. Okay, so now I have a cool little birthday banner here. And I'm gonna take this banner and I'm gonna put it right here. So it's gonna kind of go off the card. Okay, I decided I don't like this, so I'm gonna put this away. And I'm gonna put the middle like this, and then I'm going to put the end like this, and this end like this. It's just paper. There we go. Okay, so then I'm going to take my Barely Art glue, and I'm going to go down where the high points are. And I'm going to put that birthday banner right there. Gonna hold it down for a second. Okay, now you guys know I can't do anything without some bling, so here's my stickles. This is Stardust. This is a Ranger product. And so I'm gonna add some little spots of interest. Okay, there we go. Our card is complete. So let's turn out this big light and dun 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 dun. His little candle lights up. Oh my gosh, isn't that so cute? I love it. There we go. Does that make you guys happy? Do you want me to turn out the big light so you can see it light up even more? Let's do that. Ready? Oh, it's so dark. It's really not all that dark. Let there be light. So, there it is, my friends. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you guys really like it. I love it. I love it. So that is our live for tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I'm going to change my lives to being back earlier in the day with the way that my anxiety works. It's really hard for me to be live in the evenings sometimes. So right now I'm totally fine, but other days it's a real struggle. So I think I'm going to go during the day again. So if you guys would like to weigh in and tell me what time works for you on the weekends, it would be Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is what I'm going to start doing my lives as, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So if you guys would like to weigh in on when you would like to see my lives, I'm thinking sometime around noon, but you can let me know what you think. And that would be amazing. I'll probably put a poll up in the group so you can weigh in. But anyways, I will get this video posted to YouTube tomorrow, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Toodles!